Hey everybody, welcome back to Exploring Temecula. On today's video, we're going to talk about buying new construction in 2022. If you plan on doing this is going to be a really important video. I tried to pick things that you might not think about as a buyer that I've just had experience with previous purchases and previous buyers that I want to bring to your attention. So when you go to buy your new home, you can really look out for these things because they can save you a lot of time, a lot of money, especially down the road. If you're interested in Temecula, if you're interested in Murrieta, make sure you subscribe to this channel. We do a lot of video about the surrounding area. We also are licensed as a real estate appraisal company. So if you need a home value, please reach out to us. So yeah, let's get into this video. Hey guys, so the first thing I wanted to talk about, and that's really important when buying a new home, is verifying and understanding the Mello-Roos special assessments and the HOA. A newer home is going to have a higher tax rate. You could go from a 1.3% tax rate all the way up to a 2% tax rate on a new home build. And why is this important for you to understand? Well, number one, just the simple fact that you could have an extra $300 to $500 a month payment because of the higher taxes. And worst case scenario is you're thinking that you qualify for this property, and all of a sudden that $500 or $600 special assessment or Mello-Roos payment disqualifies you from that purchase, and you're sort of deer in the headlights. You don't know what to do. So it is important for you as the buyer to understand the tax rate of the new home build because they can fluctuate a lot in Southern California. Now, going into HOAs, there's a few things that I think are important. Again, just pulling from my experience. Number one, figure out what amenities you're getting for the HOA. Some people could care less if they have a pool, could care less if they have tennis courts, but others do. And if a community pool is high on your list because you don't plan on putting a pool in your own personal home, obviously spending $100 a month and you're never going to use any of the amenities that the actual builder has put in is not probably the best decision or community that you should go with. Number two, understand the rules and regulations of the HOA. The biggest one being parking your RV. A lot of people in the past always ask me, or a lot of buyers always ask me, hey, I have an RV. Am I allowed to park an RV in my driveway? Many times you're not. Another thing that I personally like, not for everybody, but I like HOAs that don't allow overnight parking on the street. In my opinion, when you have 100 cars on the street, it just cheapens the neighborhood, in my opinion, and it's going to affect the resale. When you have a buyer, a high-end buyer, a buyer that likes that neighborhood, drive in to see your home and cars are just riddled down the street, obviously that is going to affect the resale value. So those are some things just about taxes and HOA that you really need to dive into and make sure that the builder is upfront and gives you every piece of information on those two things possible. Again, just pulling from personal experience, don't get in a bidding war. Last year I took a buyer to a certain home community or new build, and they were basically doing an auction type sale where all the buyers were going to be there on a Saturday on this vacant lot. They were going to look at the vacant lot, they were going to go into the sales office, and they were going to bid on the home before it's even built. And who knows what the prices could go up to. I am not, even though in the past year and a half we've had to do it on some occasions depending on the buyer, I generally do not like buyers overbidding on properties $60,000, $70,000. It's just not in your best interests, in my opinion. In some cases, yes, you're going to have to do that. And in some cases, buyers are willing to do that. I am just upfront with them saying, hey, this is your choice. These are the downsides of doing that. But if you really want this pool with a view and you have to bid from 700 all the way up to 800, that is your choice. Another thing, just on a side note, with getting in these bidding wars and getting into contracts, in 2022 with new construction, you really have to ask the builder what they foresee or what is in the contract in way of building materials. What happens if lumber goes up another 20 to 30%? Does that get passed on to you? So the home that's 500 is now 600. I don't know all the ins and outs because I'm sure many builders are different, but this was never an issue before. But now, because of inflation, you have to verify, what materials, or what if material costs go up, how are they passed on? Are they passed on? Is the contract price the contract price? So that's just sort of something that I just thought of. It's not in the blog post, but make sure you check that. Okay, next up, research and compare lenders. Now, I always tell my buyers, I don't push lenders. I do like the idea of them talking to one of my local lenders, but that's for you to do your due diligence on and make sure that you feel comfortable with the payment or the interest rate or the credit from the lender, if there is one. One of the things I can tell you from past experience, a lot of times it is beneficial to go with the builder's lender because they will give you a credit for either closing costs or upgrades, which most of the time you will not get from just a general conventional lender. So make sure that you price and talk with the builder's lender, because it could save you anywhere from what I see, $5,000 to $7,000 cash out of pocket at the end of the sale. Okay, next, upgrades. I've done a whole video and blog post on what upgrades in my opinion are worth it. Bottom line, I would do the upgrades that are going to be tough to do after construction is over. Some examples: wiring throughout the house. If you want speakers, if you want extra lighting, in my opinion, those are the things that are going to save you money if you do them up front. Another thing, if you want a gas line in your backyard for a fire pit in the future, ask the builder if they can do it while they're building the home. Another one, kitchen counters. You're not going to rip out kitchen counters and put new ones in. Sometimes the base kitchen counters are not something that you're going to want. So I would spend the money and get the nice quartz countertops that you actually want while they're building. One of the biggest savings I would say that I've seen in way of new home builds is do not have them put a stucco patio in the backyard. That's going to cost you anywhere from $15,000 to $30,000. Personally, I've had Alumawood patios built in the past. They look nice, you can customize them, and it's going to be 1/3 to 1/4 of the cost of the actual builder putting the patio in themselves in many cases, if it's not on the base model. So lot premiums. Everybody's heard location, location, location. Of course, over the past 100 years in real estate, location is important. But when it comes to lot premiums, my view is that, and it's really come to the forefront in this market in the last year or two, if you can get a view lot, I would probably pay for the lot premium. If your lot size is going to go from 6,000 to 7,000 square feet, and it's just a regular lot on the street, and it's going to cost you $10,000 for that lot premium, personally, I probably would not do that. So just weigh out, where the lot premiums are and why the lot premium is what it is. And I would focus on the view lot, if anything. Now, if you can get a lot premium for $10,000 and it's a 3,000 to 4,000 square foot difference, that's a little different because people do like larger lots. You can do so much more with them, add pools, add a garden, all of these things. But you really need to pay attention to what you're spending on the lot premium and what that's going to give you in a return in the future on resale. And a lot of times, in my opinion, the lot premium does not give those returns, or it's not enticing for an incoming buyer to the extent of what you're actually paying for it through the builder. Next up, guys, get an agent. It's free. There is no reason why you should go through this process of building a home by yourself, looking at contracts, making sure that all of your questions are answered, protecting you. The builder, even though, I'm sure they're not doing it on purpose, but they're not going to go the extra mile for you in making sure that the contract's read properly, that building is done to perfection. And I'll just give you one quick example. Personally, I pay for a home inspection. A lot of people are like, why would you need a home inspection on a new home build? Well, just 3 months ago, we had a home inspection and 4 roof tiles are broken. When do you think you're going to figure that out? You're going to figure that out, when you resell the home in 3 years and you're going to have to pay for it. Or what happens if we don't have huge rainstorms in the first year when your warranty is available through the builder. You get 2 or 3 hard or large rainstorms in a row. You have a leaky roof. Who's paying for that now? All because you trusted the builder that everything was done and working properly. So in my opinion, hire a real estate agent. That's just one example. A lot of times too, what I've found is most home inspectors are up to date or understand, for the most part, California building codes and things like, the electrical box, just making the duct work in the attic, things that you're not going to see, they're going to be able to go up in the attic and make sure that the ductwork is attached properly. You wouldn't believe when they're, punching out 10 homes every month and they're trying to get these homes out as fast as possible. The workmanship and craftsmanship is not like it was 50 years ago. It's money, money, money. And I'm telling you that the little things that builders make mistakes on, not necessarily their fault, not necessarily that they are even trying to do it, but it happens. And the layer of a home inspection is very important. And that's just one reason why you should hire an agent that's not going to cost you anything, because they can give you this advice and it will make the move-in process it's nice to be able to move into a new home feeling that everything has been gone over extensively and that you're getting in a solid home with no little issues down the road. So there you have it, guys. Buying a new home in 2022, make sure you reach out to us. We have a lot of experience, not only in the real estate selling field, but we're also licensed as a real estate appraising team, which that's a whole new video, but it's obviously a big part of our business and how we help buyers and sellers successfully when either buying or selling a home. So until next time, from Exploring Temecula, thank you.